Morning, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. We are officially in day 2 out of quarantine, so looking forward to getting back on the court today and getting back into practice. We had a great first day. Just really excited about the way the players look, energized. We've gone through the process, obviously, of getting down here, and the last couple of weeks have definitely been I think they've made us stronger as a team. And so now we have the opportunity to get here and get our thing going. We got the schedule out last week, so we know what our schedule is, we know what our path is, and you can tell that everybody's energy is really high, so we're ready to go.
All right, thank you, Tamika. We'll start with questions for Tamika. You can either send me a note in the chat or raise your hand on here, and we'll get going that way. I'm looking here. Let's see who wants to be. Howard Magdahl, you can lead us off here.
Good morning, Tamika, and
Good morning, Howard.
Thanks for putting this together. I was just curious to get your thoughts generally on the specific challenges of putting together a team in this current environment. How much more difficult it is and how much different it is than the way you thought of it. I know, obviously, being a GM has been on your radar for a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting. Thanks, Howard, for the question. Definitely been a trying time, but I think that with the coaching staff that we've had, and Marianne and I, we work really, really well together. And so kind of being able to sit down and look at our players and look at our team and our organization, and one thing that the players know, and Marianne bringing her in and just organization, we've continued to talk about having a championship caliber mentality and just building a champion. And so this year, definitely not having the opportunity to see players and to have to make decisions without seeing them on the court was hard. But I think when you look at the players that we do have and just the growth that we have, we got Kelsey and Teaira sitting here, and we have a big plan for the two of them. But even every single player, you just look at the transition, even to the rookies that we drafted this year and where they're plugging. Julie, who we drafted in 2016, and this will be her first time over here and being a part of the FIBA organization. But when I look at the players and what we talked about, number one, even through the interviews, was just having the character of a champion. And so, that is something that you can see and you can get and you can feel just through the conversation. But until you actually see them on the floor and see it happen in front of your face, that's the hard part. But having players come in and being able to go through the workout early on, being able to kind of see where players were, I think that not only helped us as a team and Marianne from a coaching standpoint, but I hope that it helped the players too, to be able to get acclimated with the coaching staff and not just see everybody through the Zoom calls. So, for me personally now, as we kind of move forward, it really is just developing the mindset, keeping the energy. Like I said, yesterday was the first day, or today will be the second day of practice. And we literally, if you count all the practices, could have 20 practices until game day, our first game. And so now it's really about how do you not go overboard with the players and, really think step by step, how do we get everybody prepared for our first game against Washington on the 25th.
Thanks, Tamika.
Thank you, Howard.
Pat Boylan.
Hi, Tamika. There's obviously a lot of unique challenges as it relates to this restart. One of them, though, is that you have everybody together in one central location. Can you speak to that? And is that maybe an unexpected positive of all of this, especially considering you have a young team, having them all together and maybe bonding quicker than they might normally?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Pat. Definitely. I think for us being as young as we are, excuse me, being as young as we are, being able to have this opportunity we got to bond. That's first and foremost. And so having that here, and, I'll be honest with you, when you're walking around campus and whether you're on this side or the other side, and going to the meal rooms and all of that, I think as a league, it will make us stronger because the relationship that you're able to build will. But, I feel like for our team in particular, like just having that time, you see the players, we're some of us are living together. So the relationship that you build when you're in somebody else's space, hopefully for us will help us grow faster and grow stronger quicker.
Dorothy Gentry. Dorothy, anything for Tamika?
Sorry, I was trying to get unmuted here.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Dorothy.
You talked a little bit about it already, but I wanted to go back to the mindset. How mentally can you, as the leader, of the team, prepare these ladies for what they're about to experience? You had a few bumps in the road trying to get there. Now you're there. How do you keep everybody focused and mentally locked in with everything that's going on in the bubble?
Yeah. Thanks, Dorothy, for the question. I think the biggest thing is keeping a positive mindset. Like you said, the bumps that we've had along the way, it's easy to kind of get into the woe with me mentality. But I think when you think about when you go through championship, when I think about our journey, most of the time you go through a lot of trials and tribulations, and those trials and tribulations make you stronger. And so for our team, just looking at the energy that we had yesterday in practice, and I want the same energy. We want the same energy today, and to continue to build off of that. But that's what makes champion, is going through the trials, being able to persevere. And is it going to be easy? It's not. When you look at Indiana Fever, especially the last 3 years of our season, the last 3 seasons that we've had, we've struggled a lot, but I think it's also made us stronger. And going through something like this hopefully will continue to make us stronger. And I think for me, it's consistently being positive, but being honest. As a player, if there are things, if there are weaknesses that we need to touch on, obviously the coaching staff will do what they need to do. But I think from my standpoint, it's just consistently staying on our players and making sure, like, I care about you and I love you, but at the same time, these are the things that we need for us to be successful.
Owen Pence. Owen, anything for Tamika?
Tamika, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks, Owen.
I just wanted to know, obviously you guys have depth, you're 1 to 5, but especially at the guard position, you mentioned Julie coming over, you drafted Kathleen. I'm just wondering what you're looking from those 2 in particular in their first seasons here.
Well, I think it'll be a great question for you to ask Kelsey as well, coming in as a rookie, way back when. She's getting old now. Good Lord, Kelsey. But I think for them not feeling pressure, we have depth at every position. And, Kelsey, when I look at her, just because she's on the call too, but, she can swing from the 1 to 2 and a 3. Kathleen could probably swing 1, 2. Julie, obviously 1, 2. E-Dub, when she's here, 1, 2. We got a lot of depth, and we have a lot of that are versatile. And that's the strength of what we have. So at any given point, I think the strength of our will be the versatility, and the fact that not one player, Teaira coming out her second year, there's not a lot of pressure. There's not one player that has to go over and but it needs to do what their strength is. They need to fit into kind of the puzzle that we're putting together as far as the team goes. And as long as everybody is consistent in their role, I think this year, especially for the 2 players we have on the call right now, it's all about confidence and being able to come out and be confident in the skill set that they have and the place that they have on this team. When they're confident, and either one of them, Teaira down low, when she's confident and she's strong in her move, our team looks so much different. Kelsey, when she's playing with the confidence that she has, we've seen her score just without even looking at the basket, throwing the ball up and not throwing, but shooting the ball. We know what she can do. And I think you just go down the list of all the players on our team. We have a young team, which I think really helps us with the leadership from Candace and Nat and Erica Wheeler. I think the youth that we have will really play a positive role, and the versatility that we have will be something that, like, for Kathleen, Julie, Lauren, they don't have to worry about coming in and being a dominant player. They just need to come in and kind of learn from the vet for a little bit and then get into their own groove.
Right. Thank you.
Now joining us, we have Teaira McCowan and Kelsey Mitchell. So we can go right into questions for these two. Howard, would you like to start us off again?
So one for each of you, if I could. Kelsey, for you, when you look at what metrics you're looking to hit in 2020, what constitutes a successful season in your mind specifically? And then I've got one for T after that.
I think one of the things that constitutes reaching my goals is just being a positive teammate and then being able to like persevere through this bubble. I think right now it's one of the hardest times to play basketball. And I think for us to be able to here and be with other great teams, I think that's my goal within itself already, to just be here. On top of that, on the court, I think like Coach Catch said, as long as I play confident and my teammates believe in me and I believe in them, I think my goals are reached itself. I think it'll take care of itself.
Thanks, Kelsey. And Teaira, the question I have for you is, by the end of the year, by the latter part of 2019, you were dominant to a point that opposing coaches I was talking to didn't even have a game plan to be able to slow you down. And so when you carry that into 2020, I wonder whether it's more of a focus on those things that allowed you to dominate most, whether it's, around the rim, putbacks, and, even post moves, or if you are looking to expand your game further as a primary goal here in 2020.
So I probably would like to, finish around the rim still more, because I don't, I really have to explain my game. But I mean, I will, if I'm out there, I can knock the shot down. But I feel like I just, need to stay down low because we have so many players that can do so many things beyond the arc. So I just think if I hold it down low, they'll hold it down on the outside.
Can I follow up real briefly on that?
Yeah,
You
go
are
ahead, Howard.
in that conversation among the best centers in the league already. And I wonder whether you think you can put yourself in a position to be the best center in the WNBA in 2020.
I most definitely think I can with, like I said, the players who are around me now, the players that we've drafted in, who we've brought in. I think that it'll only make me stronger. So, I mean, yeah, I do see myself being one of the best in the league this year.
Thank you both. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. Pat Boylan, Pat, anything?
Yeah, I've got essentially the same question for both of you. Teaira, your last month or so of the WNBA season, you were playing at an all-star level, and Kelsey, your final game, you broke the three-point record, and so you both kind of left last season on really high notes. Do you sense that you're carrying momentum from that into this year, and do each of you sense that could help you in this season?
Teaira, you want to start?
Okay, yeah. So I do think that, last season was a big boost, towards the end, and it gave me something to look forward to when I went overseas. And so coming back from overseas until the situation that we're in now, I just feel like it made me a lot stronger, and I look back and say, well, I did this last year, so I can do this, I can be better this year.
Kelsey, anything follow up?
Yeah. The momentum that I had at the end of this season, it was a proud moment, but I expect myself to do that and more on a consistent basis. So I look back on that last game and the last couple games that I had last year going into this season and see it as, a momentum thing, a momentum swing, but also something as I can make consistent to do on a daily basis for my team. The momentum that me and T had, I think over time it'll grow towards our teammates because we all kind of have some success. I think over time it'll get better, and we'll see this and use that momentum swing as something that's going to put us in a win column this year.
Dorothy Gentry.
Morning, ladies. I need each of you to take me through mentally how each of you have had to prepare yourselves for this season in the midst of the pandemic, nationwide racial unrest, the delay in getting to the bubble. As a player mentally, how have each of you had to deal with or kind of prepare yourselves for this moment? It's been a rough 2020.
Kelsey, you want to start?
So the good question. The mentality that we've had to adjust to has been one of those things where you try to be a professional at all times, and it's tough because your back is against the wall on so many levels. When it came to working out, and I know for myself and preparing for like working out and figure out what I need to be better at, after a while, it's like your mind become cluttered. Like, what am I doing? And so after a while, you just kind of stay true and stuck to your rhythm and establishing one. From a basketball standpoint, as far as the racial issues that we've been having to go through and adjust to, it's just been one of those things of having conversations mentally with your teammates, your friends, and your peers, and educating yourself. When it came to trying to get all this stuff together, everything I just said, on top of coming to a bubble and being stuck in a bubble for 2.5, 3 months, like I said, you just try to be professional about it all, and use the mindset that you're in a lot of positions that other people are not in, and you get a chance to impact the world and impact sport in a way that no one else can possibly do right now because of the pandemic. So you think about the positive in it all and try to use that as a mental push, because a lot of times people want to be where you are, and you just got to be grateful for where you are. Regarding like how the bubble kind of affects us, you just try to not think about it, because we've been trying to adjust and try to stay in shape, try to eat right. It's just so much stuff that goes into this thing, and at the end of the day, all you can do is be positive.
Thank you.
Anything else to add, Teaira?
Yeah, I would agree with Kelsey. The whole approach is you have to be positive, even though, it's like every team is here. So it's like, on the bright side, it's like, well, nobody has to travel, so it's not going to be any delays or anything like that. But then it's like, you can't, want to go hang with this person, that person. You have to stay grounded and stay, like Kelsey said, to your routines. You have to know like what you have to do versus what you want to do. That's basically what the bubble is.
Owen Pence. Owen, anything?
Yeah, this first one's for Teaira. I'm curious, a lot of people talk about your ability to block shots. A lot of people talk about your scoring. I want to talk about rebounding for a second. I think a lot of people just kind of attribute it to luck and like just random bounces. But I'm curious, what is the one thing you kind of see as the most important key to your rebounding? And what's the one thing you really work on to improve in that area?
So for me, rebounding, I always saw it as like being like something fun to do, because like most people don't want to rebound. They just want to run back, and just leak out. So me, when I rebound, I look at the person, I see the shots leaving the hand. So then I have to turn, look at my defender for a split second and box them out, and then go and pursue the ball. So wherever it is, so it could go, well, about 4 out of 5 times it goes to the backside of the rim. So, you're never going to, like, if it goes out the front, it's going to go long. So it's just little things that I have to, like, tell myself, okay, where's the ball coming from? Okay, so this side, that side, and then I just track it down.
Got you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then I have one for Kelsey, too, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead, Owen.
Yeah. How much does having Victoria back and having a shooter like that maybe has range comparable to your own help you out on the court in terms of you getting your own shot?
It helps a lot. Victoria's a really, really great shooter. And one thing about Tori that separates her from a lot of other shooters is that she's confident about her shot. So when we get in game mode, a lot of people are going to see that, and I hope Tori uses that as an advantage, because her jump shot is a weapon, truly. And I think the mindset of like her being a good shooter is going to make me confident. So if we can bounce that confidence on one another and be confident shooter throughout the course of the season, it'll make the impact of the Indiana Fever amazing. And I think with that said, Tori being who she is going to kind of like make us who we are, regarding like our mentality and how we got to be confident in the way we play. So having Tori back is an amazing thing. I know we always talk about how you miss somebody, you don't miss them till they gone. Well, we missed her a lot, because her shot, like I said, she's confident in what she does. She's confident in her ability to shoot the ball. And so even though she can shoot it, it will take some heat off other players, and a lot of players get caught sleeping on the fact that she can shoot the ball. And then when she's shooting so well, who knows? Somebody else might get hot because she's so hot.